Outside it's January and it's freezing, but inside the journal it's already spring. Today I'm setting up a January 2026 bullet journal using a cottagecore theme inspired by the paintings of Claude Monet. If you're ready for some sunshine and spring core inspiration, let's get started. And from the get-go, I'm going to be honest with you. I have no clue where all those Monet-inspired post-its and washi tapes and stickers come from, because it was a gift from my previous land manager when I left my job, and I have not been able to find it online at all. So I'm very sorry, because I know it is gorgeous, but I am of no help when it comes to finding those. And the notebook that I'm using as the background of my cover spread is, as you can see, inspired by different artists. On one side you've got some Monet, and on the other side, for example, as you can see here, there were some Van Gogh paintings, which are perfect for background, especially with how soft and beautiful they are. So I went ahead and found a font that really matched the theme of this page, and I wrote the title using that. As always, I am crap at calligraphy, but I will keep trying. As for the sticker sheets I'm going to be using in this video, some of them are from Nettle and Twig, some of them are from Katria Radden, and finally the stamps are from Sticky themselves, from my Sticky subscriptions. If you're interested, I will post the links to the different artists in the description of this video, so go and support them. The washi tape I'm using right now is also part of that Monet set, and it's got the famous water lilies with some details in gold. You can't really see it on the video, but it's gorgeous on the page. As for the rest of the page, I'm not going to add much more beside a few stickers here and there, because I want the artwork to be speaking for themselves. I'm just adding a few more, including this adorable little chick here in the corner, and then we will be moving on to the other spread in my journal. And this is the part where I admit there were more pages to this video, but as always my phone decided not to record properly. So instead we're just getting the cover page and then my calendar and trackers. I am so sorry. I'm working on buying a new phone, I swear, and I'm hoping I can do that. So yeah, we're going to start on the left here with my calendar for the month. And as you can see, I am drawing 4 lines right now to be using as a mood tracker. And I do it this way because then I can see if there are any events that influence my mood, if there's any patterns or any... I first chose a kind of teal color for my highlighter, and that's only after I've used it that I realized that I had another highlighter that is more spring green, I would say, and that I should have used this one from the start. But as it is, we're only going to use the teal one for the numbers of the months, and then we're going to be switching. And here I'm checking my year at a glance to see which day January starts with, so I can then place the different weekends on my calendar. I like to do that because it's more clear for me, and this way I know exactly which day of the week everything is. So I'm going to go around, use that new, better green. Look at that, so much better, so much beautiful. And I'm going to be highlighting the Saturdays and Sundays of the month. And I'll be honest, my Google Calendar is actually where all my events and work is, but I do like to keep this one for the bigger events and the things I know I want to be writing on paper and keep in my memories. I am going to use that same washi tape from Monet to be doing borders at the top and at the bottom of each page. The one thing that I didn't quite enjoy with those is that they cut very straight in the middle instead of blending. So you've got one painting, a border, another painting. So I had to work around that by cutting the excess so it was a bit more flowy. And this set came with smaller washi tapes that have just the background looking at Monet with some quotes in gold, which I'm using here at the bottom. I'm also using some craft paper to use for the different titles of the different pages, and I'm very rough about it, I'm sorry. But yeah, those are my go-to. They are perfect for background and anything like this. So I'm going to be doing the calendar first, and then I realized very quickly there's barely any space at the top for that. So instead we're going to put it on the side because there's so much blank space here that we do need to fill. Which is perfect because I am known to use the top of the page a bit too much, and then the top of my bullet journal gets way bulkier than the bottom. So at least here we're putting a bit on the side, and that helps even out everything. Then I'm going to go around and add some more stickers to the page with this teeny tiny rabbit, as well as some of the stamps, just to decorate and leave a bit less blank space all around and make sure everything flows perfectly. I just adore the way it looks at the moment. It is perfect. So we're going to move on and struggle with the washi tape to do the top border. I don't know why I struggle that much, what the hell. And then we are going to be doing the title for my trackers. And I'm going to be writing this on the same paper, and I cannot remember what I did not like about this one in particular. Maybe the S, maybe the K. Yeah, the K was it. I didn't like that, so we're going to try again. And I'm connecting it because I want the top of that to be flush against the top of the page. So I'm cutting it straight and then trying again. And that's why you can see I cannot draw in calligraphy at all. That's why I was tracing the title of January. But it's not my worst one for sure, especially because those pens in particular are so finicky. And then I add a little loop which turns into an E, but we're going to be hiding that by pretending it's not here. And then we're going to pretend everything is fine, and look at that, perfect. It's okay. But the one mistake I made here is turn around the paper to glue it, and you can't really see it on paper, but there are so many golden smudges here, and I realized that, and I'm like, oh no. And I made a big sign, and my husband was like, what's happening? I was like, this is not working. I smudged it. He was like, that's fine. I was like, no, it's not. So what I will do later is place a few strategic stickers to hide the worst of it, okay? Work smarter, not harder. But it was funny because I saw it happen and then I swore, and my husband, who was in the room with me, was like, what's happened? And I explained, he was like, that's not too bad. I was like, that's terrible, you don't understand. Yeah, much drama. He did not understand it. Moving on though, as you can see right now, I am drawing the little calendars for my habit trackers, and I am using my trusted Unipin in dark grey in 0.1. Usually I use either this one or the light grey, but I felt like it needed a bit more to pop based on the other colors. Also, you might have seen me using a smaller plastic ruler before, but I'll be honest, the metal one is so much better to avoid the smudges and so much neater. So that's why I'm going with it. And also, this is not improvised. I've gone in pencil before, marking all the little corners I need to hit and making sure everything is perfect and consistent, and most importantly, everything is centered, because otherwise it's not going to work for me. Everything needs to be neat. And moving into 2026, I am going to be tracking exactly the same habits as last year, which are a mix of self-care, of creativity, and of work. But I just realized right now, opening my journal to check, I haven't written anything yet for the titles. So that will have to be done before the month actually starts. But at the moment, it's all blank. And I will go around finishing those little calendars, and then I will add a line of highlighter on top of them to make sure that the titles are popping once I write them down, which might be right now immediately after I stop recording. Otherwise, like I've said at the beginning or middle of the video, I cannot remember, my phone stopped recording at some point and I forgot. So there are 2 more spreads in my January that I'm not showing here, which are my teacher planner, where I write how many weeks in the half term there are and what I'm going to be teaching each week for each of my 5 classes, and then a double spread for my content calendar, so I know exactly what to post and when. I do schedule posts on Instagram, but I don't have that option on TikTok. I don't even know if that exists, so it's important for me to know exactly what I'm posting when, and also which main videos I am posting every week. But otherwise, here we are, a bit more decoration to add the smudges like I said, and we are pretty much done with this double spread. And I just love the way it ends up looking. It is so beautiful, so spring, which is what I need right now, because winter in Portugal is cold and wet and miserable, so I need a bit of sunshine in my life right now. And we are done. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week.